Well, hello and good morning to everybody. We are looking at the good old Pope who decided to apologize for some stuff. Now, I don't know whether you know this or not, but it is very unprecedented, so they say, for a Pope to apologize. Well, I think the reason why they feel that way is because people would associate him for his being apologetic as an admission of guilt. But isn't it? Yeah, I think it is. So right now we're looking at the Pope. Pope Francis apologized for doing something. And it looks like there's a couple of apologies that he's made. And I hope you guys brought your coffee because I got mine. This is a members only chat today, and that is because we are recruiting members. So if you have not become a member, please consider joining us. It would be wonderful if you did. And we would love to have you. We do a lot of things here. We have fun. We do trivia some nights. Some nights we have just a little cubby where it's just us and it's shut off from everybody else. But the chat part today is members only, and that is because I would love to have you join us here at the Lockhart Perspective as a member. Now, getting into the story, we are going to look at some stuff. I'm going to come off the screen, and I'm going to let you guys take a gander at this as we read it. Hello, Marty Lauderdale and Deb Woods. How are you, ladies? Listen, did you guys know that the Pope apologized for something? Yes, he did. He did a couple of apologies. He did one or two of them. So it looks like here there's some stuff, but you know what? Here. Okay, I'm going to preface this by saying this. You know, a lot of the indigenous people to Turtle Island, which this place was once referred to, the indigenous people here have not been taken care of overall. You know what I mean? They haven't been taken care of. And so he is apologizing to those individuals who are in Canada. But the deal is he's doing it, and there's a couple of other states that are doing it in way of, really ways that to me just don't seem like they're going to make much difference. But I do want to get into this because I found it quite curious that right now he's decided to apologize. So Pope Francis apologized for the harm done to the First Nations people. But what does a Pope's apology mean? Pope Francis apologized on April Fool's Day, y'all. Lord of mercy. On April Fool's Day, he apologized to the First Nations Inuit and Métis delegations, acknowledging the harm done by residential schools in Canada. Now, I don't know whether you guys know this or not, but if you do a lot of digging and a lot of deep digging, you'll find that there were indigenous schools that were put up by the United States government here. And that when you really dig deep and you find out the whole story, you'll find out a lot. I'm not going to tell you. I want y'all to dig. I want you guys to really dig. And I want you to go past what your eyes see. I want you to go past what they want you to see and keep digging. So anyway, it says here that he basically apologized for the harm that was done by residential schools in Canada and marking a crucial step in the church admitting its role in the abuse of Indigenous communities and children. Yet this apology, as important as it is, raises questions about what it means when a pope apologizes. As a Catholic theologian, the author of this portion of the story says, who studies church authority, he says, I've observed previous papal apologies, how papal apologies can speak for the entire church and either deny or claim responsibility. Well, I think when somebody apologizes that they're accepting the accountability, in my opinion. Oh, and I'm eating my oatmeal too, you guys. So hope you got some oatmeal. All right. So that's what people are thinking, that it's going to open up the floodgates of admitting fault. It says it was once unthinkable for a pope to apologize for admitting guilt, and it would imply that the church was sinful. Well, okay. However, the Second Vatican Council, a gathering of bishops, cardinals, heads of religious orders, and theologians that met from 1962 to 65 and modernized the church, shifted the church's perspective on change and instituted major reforms. It also opened the door for admitting fault. Well, I think that's good because you are human, right? You are human. So it goes on to say that Pope John Paul II apologized for many past errors of the church by marking the March 12, 2000 as the Day of Pardon. In the document announcing the Day of Pardon, Pope John Paul II said, quote, "The church today, though through the successor Peter, names, declares, and confesses the errors of Christians in every age." Of Christians in every age. You know, whenever I see this type of stuff, and whenever I read this type of stuff, I really stop and wonder, did I even know that they considered me a Catholic when I was steeped in, Christianity? I didn't know. I really didn't. I mean, I honestly would, and I'm getting a little off topic, but hey, it's just us members, so I could say this. Whenever I see this type of stuff, it makes me, I just get, I don't know, I get a little choked up, you guys. I just get a little choked up. And I think I get a little choked up because I never associated myself as a part of the quote unquote, papal party. You know what I'm saying? I never ever thought of myself as being a part of anything Catholic. I never did. I always saw it as, no, I'm a Christian and they're Catholic. But whenever I see it in print from one of their publications, which this is, okay, it is. It's a story about them. Whenever I see them say it, it just grates my nerves. And I think it's because I didn't think about it. I just didn't associate myself with the Catholics. I didn't. I don't know. Anyway, it goes on to say, he says here, it confesses the errors of Christians in every age. It confesses. So that means that the church today, he says, through the successor of Peter, names, declares, and confesses the errors of Christians in every age. So it's like a blanket apology. Am I understanding that right? Huh. Okay. It says this sent out a signal that papal apologies speak for the entire church. Beyond a current pope's personal responsibility, just 1 year before, the International Theological Commission had stated that in the entire history of the church, there are no precedents for papal apologies for past wrongs. So this set a significant new precedent. There it is again. Christian theologian Jeremy M. Bergen calls for the Day of Pardon, quote, the most widely received instance of ecclesiastical or ecclesial repentance to date. You know what, you guys? This is telling us a lot. And I think it does. It does. It ticks me off and it hurts a little as I read the verbiage. Good morning, Mr. Charlie Sigler. It does. It sort of grates my nerves a little bit because it makes me think, well, gee whiz, they know that they're Christians. I just didn't know that being a Christian was under the auspices of Catholicism when I was a young woman. I did not know that while I was raising my children. As I've grown, of course, we have all had this conversation here, and we know it now, but, the more I read it, it just sort of makes me go, wow, I really was saying, oh, those poor Catholics. And I had no idea that they say, no, we the Christians, and a piece of us is a Catholic, and then you got a Baptist, but we Christians. We are the Christians. That's what they said. Again, everybody, I want to welcome those who are viewing. I want to let you know that this is a members drive. So if you would like to join us, please look down below in the description and you can become a member of the Lockhart Perspective because we would love to have you here. All right. So now it does tell us that the papal apologies are based on an understanding that the Pope is the leader of the one holy Catholic and Apostolic Church. Do you see that? The one holy Catholic and Apostolic Church. connected by tradition throughout time. As a result, it is possible for the Pope to apologize for an event in the past when he was not the Pope, or perhaps not even born yet, because the church of 1,000 years ago is connected to today. When a pope apologizes, the apology often addresses the feelings of the victims, yet fails to implicate the church as responsible. Pope Benedict acknowledged the pain of sexual abuse victims when he said in 2008, quote, "I am deeply sorry for the pain and suffering the victims have endured. And I assure them that as their pastor, I too share in their suffering." Yet Benedict often stops short of apologizing for the church's cover-up. By not admitting the church's wrongdoing and cover-up, these apologies straddle a line of expressing regret without taking ownership and accountability. It is similar to a friend saying, "I am sorry you felt that way," without claiming responsibility. Now, Francis more often admits the church's fault for its actions. In a 2015 speech in Bolivia, Pope Francis spoke of the grave sins of colonization in the Americas and said, quote, "I humbly ask for forgiveness, not only for the offense of the church herself, but also for her crimes committed against the native peoples during the so-called conquest of America." And that is what I was talking about earlier when I mentioned that while he was apologizing for the terrible atrocities that were done to the people of Canada, the indigenous tribes that were mentioned at the top of this article, I was mentioning to you all here in the chat that, it's sort of, I hope that he's going to say something about what happened in the United States. Well, he didn't, but, Benedict did. So as I look at these, there are some key words. Do you guys notice some of the key words? I'm going to come back on this side with you guys. Do you notice some of the key words? Some of the key words that we're dealing with the church. Okay, because to me, this is like a two-pronged story, right? So if we look at some of the dealings with the church, look here. What did he just call her? He called the church a her, and that's what, we as believers have always referred to the church as the bride, right? Her, the bride. But he also used the term ecclesia, and we all know that the ecclesia is the church, but we also know that that's a Grecian word, right? It also goes into one of the other Romance languages, which, as we know, is Spanish. Because that's one of the Romance languages. So we know that, but that is what still just like, it's like all these things that they say really hit me in the head now that I understand that they really are Christians. Wow. And I try to stay away from, certain, this cat right here, I'll just highlight it. I try to stay away from even this word right here, because no man can be my father except my Father in heaven. That's how I see it, period. So it says, in this apology, Francis spoke of the entire church, even though the acts of colonialism, haven't had a full cup of coffee yet, began several centuries earlier. This apology affirmed the universal nature of the church, as well as Bolivians' unique suffering. By Francis apologizing on Bolivian soil, Evo Morales, Bolivia's former president, responded to the apology saying, quote, "For the first time, I feel like I have a pope. Pope Francis," closed quote. It says, from my perspective, Francis's apology regarding the residential schools walks a line between prior, broad, and specific apologies, he stated. He goes on, "For the deplorable conduct of these members of the Catholic Church, I ask for God's forgiveness. And I want to say to you with all of my heart, I'm very sorry," he says. In saying so, he placed a distance between himself and those members of the Catholic Church responsible for the abuse. To be sure, there are those who say that actions are more important than words and that papal apologies are hollow without corresponding actions. Well, okay. Goes on to say that while there are certainly actions that are necessary to repair and restore justice, I argue, the author says, that it is also important to recognize that apologizing is itself an action. The actions of a world leader such as the Pope matter. Apologies are known to be one step in restorative justice. For example, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission of Canada's calls to action documents includes a call for an apology from the church. Now, papal apologies may not say everything, but they do say something important. As the head of the Roman Catholic Church and the world and a world leader, the Pope apologizes both to the church and on behalf of the church to the world. And these apologies are necessary, a necessary starting point on the path to forgiveness and healing. Okay? Now, I also wanted to show you this one here. This is Pope Francis' apology for abuse in Chile. Now, this date of the story that we just read was what, today or yesterday? No, we said it was the first, Felicia, but it was published today. Okay? It was published today at 8:32 this morning. All right? Pope Francis apologized for harm done to the First Nations peoples. But what does the Pope's apology mean? Now, I do want to click on this story down here, well, because I want to be Mrs. Kravitz for a second. I want to be a little nosy. I want to see, is this the same story? Or maybe it's a different story. No, this was in 2018. So this was Pope Francis's apology for abuse in Chile. Okay. Would once have been unthinkable. All right, I think I want to get into this because I want to see some more of the verbiage that they're using. Because again, as a Bible, college person and, graduating and becoming ordained and all that stuff, when I just thought, you know what? I'm not a Catholic, I'm a Christian. And there's a difference. I'm a non-denominational Christian. Yeah, well, looks like I was a Catholic all along. What you say, Deb Woods, the traditions of men? I'm feeling a little bit better, Charlie. So I do want to get into this story right quick. I really do. Let me look over here and see. Hello, Alan. Do the Agnes. Abner, remember she used to holler. Oh, Lordy B. Oh, Lordy B. That was a hot mess. I remember those days. Those shows, I tell you guys, I watch those now whenever if I don't want to deal with a bunch of stuff that's going on, I just zone out. And if I don't want to, deal with a lot of news stuff, I just zonk out. I zonk out. So again, this is our members only chat. And if you would like to become a member, this is one of the members only chats. This is like a members only drive. Okay, but let's get into this next story because it says in a letter on April 11th to the bishops of Chile, Pope Francis asked for forgiveness. He asked for forgiveness. That's admirable. Okay, hey, when somebody's asking for forgiveness, I don't care who it is. I think it's a noble thing. But let's get into the story to find out why. Why? While we eat our breakfast and oatmeal. All right. I've got a little human, which is why I'm eating oatmeal this morning, because he wanted it. And he doesn't like the instant oatmeal. I'm saying this as I'm giving him a handful of these trail mix nuts or whatever that he brought a little plastic baggie out of the cupboard in the kitchen. I keep it really low, but he brought it. Anyway, so let's get into this. All right, so he asked for forgiveness for his serious errors of assessment and perception. That was quote, close quote, all right? His apologies were directed to the victims of, it looks like, is this FR? What does FR mean, you guys? Former? What does that mean? Fernando Caradima? What does that mean? Whose abuse of at least 3 men when they were children was witnessed and covered up by the Chilean bishop Juan Barros. Until recently, Pope Francis had maintained that Bishop Barros was actually the victim of slander. And in 2011, The then 80-year-old former Caradina, I think that's what that is, former Fernando, okay, was found guilty by a Vatican tribunal. I wish we had some of those here. Just let us pick the people that we want to do that to. Anyway, and sentenced to life for a prayer of penance. Oh, you want the remote control? Okay, I'll be in a minute. We'll have a seat. All right, so in the times past, a personal apology from the people would have been from the Pope would have been close to unthinkable. Now, the Pope makes a mistake, it says. He can make mistakes. Well, yes, anybody can. But the deal is that they're supposed to be above reproach, you would think. That's what they want you to think. And that's why I believe they shuffle a lot of stuff up under the rug, because they want you to think, well, no, we're perfect. So it goes on to say that Catholics believe the Pope is the successor to the Apostle Peter, one of the first followers of Jesus. But Peter was a flawed human being. When confronted by a crowd, he denied his association with Jesus 3 times. Afterwards, according to the Gospel of Matthew, Peter wept bitterly. For Catholics, Peter's experience shows that even those specially chosen by God have a deep-seated weakness for which they must show sorrow. Popes are not always right in what they do, but their errors have been admitted only years, sometimes centuries later. In 1992, for example, John Paul apologized for the Catholics' condemning of Galileo. Well, we know why. Because if you guys know what Galileo had up his sleeve, I mean, he was that cat. He really was. And they did him really bad. They really did him bad. But it happened 350 years beforehand. So once rare papal apologies increased under the reign of John Paul II. While those apologies admitted that the church made mistakes, they did not ask for forgiveness for past popes. In the Middle Ages, popes were not inclined to apologize at all or even accept apologies. Most famously, in 1077 AD, Pope Gregory VII initially rejected King Henry's apology concerning a dispute over who had the power to appoint local bishops. The Pope forced Henry, then the king of the Holy Roman Empire, to wait in a blizzard for 3 days before accepting him back into the Catholic Church. Wow. This dismissive attitude gave way to soul-searching during the Second Vatican Council, a seminal meeting that modernized the church, held in Rome from 1962 to 65. Well, that's those dates that we were just looking at in the other story. One of the most important issues Catholicism had to confront was its historical persecution of Jews. Think about this. I'm going to sip my coffee and just think about that. Their historical persecution of Jews. Thousands of Jews were killed as crusaders made their way to Jerusalem. Jews were expelled from Catholic Spain in 1492. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait. This is rich. Oh, let me sip my coffee. All right, y'all. Let me come on back to the side. Let's go ahead and have a little history. See, it's amazing to me how the history dots connect themselves. You see, I know that them cats that got kicked out of over there was the cats that came over here. And the cats that came over here were the ones that sort of, pillaged our villages, took over everything. So them cats right there is the same cats that's been here. You see. Hey, Amy, you see? Do y'all see them connecting the dots? Oh, we done lost a couple of people because I guess they don't want to connect the dots. It says this. Okay, so listen. Here we are. Where is it? Right here. They expelled them. Jews were expelled from Catholic Spain in 1492, and they came here. I'm gonna save this for another topic, but they came here. And after they came here, they knew we were here, but they came here. And when they got here, they started ramshacking stuff. They sent a cat who didn't even look like the cat that they say came here, Mr. Columbus. He didn't even look like that. He looked like something different. If you saw the actual photos of the paintings of him, his actual early photos, the paintings do not look like what they have told us that he looks like. Anyway, I digress. It says, and most horrible was the Holocaust, or Shoah, the organized slaughter of over 6 million Jews, which occurred in Christian majority nations. Do you guys see the connections? This is the reason why it's a blessing that we have our eyes open right now. It says, during the Second World War, in one of the council's most important documents, Nostra Aetate. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I apologize for whomever may be Catholic and see me make a mistake and say that. I'm going to keep it pushing, though. The Catholic Church rejected the idea that Jews were responsible for the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. The document also established a foundation for a more cooperative and respectful relationship between Christians and Jews. Do you see this? Christians and Jews. Wow. So, people who hold on to that, they are Catholic. Okay. May as well go ahead and put that lint thing on their forehead. Put it on your forehead. In 1966, the church moved to apologize for centuries of distrust between Catholics and Protestants. When Pope Paul the whatever that number is, that Ronnie gets mad at me because I don't pay attention and figure the numbers out. All I know was my nickname, and that was 7. So I know the V and the 2 I's. Okay. Gave his ring to Michael Ramsey, the head of the Anglican Church, the 100th Archbishop of Canterbury, as an offering of reconciliation. Now, what's wrong with you? Your head all cocked over there to the side. Bless your heart. Head look like somebody hit you in the head. What is that, a Band-Aid? Pope John Paul II gave many apologies, but usually on behalf of the church, for what was done centuries ago. Most notably was the Day of Pardon, March 2000, which is what we just looked at in the other story, that asked for forgiveness for a series of sins, including those against the dignity of women and the unity of the human race, and actions against love, peace, the rights of peoples, and respect for cultures and religions, closed quote. But many remember how Pope John Paul II remained largely silent on the issue of the clerical abuse because it did not fit with his image of the church, according to the Australian Bishop Jeffrey Robinson in a 2002 address to Americans cardinals. John Paul II did say that he was greatly grieved that the priest had caused such suffering and scandal to the young, but he stopped short of offering a personal plea for forgiveness. And this is my issue with them, and the reason why I believe I cringed so as I found out that they are the Christian church and I was a Christian. The reason why I cringed was because of the atrocities that had been done against women and children, specifically young boys, young girls, and some of the taboo conversations that this particular organization is most known for. I believe that is the main reason why I had the issue that I did, even associating myself with them, because I believed that as a Christian, I was not in that fold. And it's only as an adult that the eyes are widened and I see, no, it is what I now know it is and what it's always been, that they are Christians. And so it does lend some credence to the idea that I have whenever I say to people, that are hurt or battered, or that are talking about the hurt and battered in the quote unquote black church. The reason why I say, well, why are you surprised? It is their main church that does these things. Well, no, it's not a Catholic church. It was a Baptist church, or it was a non-denominational church. But now I hope that those who I've spoken to in the past, who may never really have gotten it, that as we read through this, you see what I'm saying. Do not be startled or surprised when you find out that those things are going on in your Baptist church, in your non-denominational church, because it is part and parcel if you claim to be a Christian, they are Christians, and they don't have a problem saying it. I think that's what my mind-boggling is. They don't have a problem saying it, but we had a problem admitting it because we were told something different. And I think we were told something different because it was an easier way to get you to swallow the medicine that they wanted you to take, whether it was good or bad for you. Didn't matter. Now, this goes on to say that in a 2010 letter, John Paul's example, Pope Benedict, whatever that number is, said that he was sorry that Catholics of Ireland had suffered grievously because of the abuse of children and vulnerable young people. But he did not apologize for the lack of Vatican oversight over the Irish bishops and priests. Perhaps the closest parallel to Pope Francis' apology was Pope Benedict's expression of regret over reactions to his address in 2006 at the University of Regensburg, Germany, where he seemed to criticize Islam. Fully accepting that the Pope is a fallible human being, can be somewhat of an emotional struggle for Catholics, while the Pope, also called the Vicar of Christ, is considered to be infallible. When he formally makes a statement about Catholic doctrine concerning faith and morals, the Pope certainly makes mistakes in his priestly service and personal life. Francis, however, is not shy about admitting his own fallibility as a pope and as a person. In fact, he said in a 2013 interview, quote, "I am a sinner. This is the most accurate definition. It is not a figure of speech, a literal genre, a sinner. I am a sinner." With that statement, Pope Francis was saying that he, a leader of 1 billion people, needs forgiveness and mercy too. And mercy and forgiveness have been the central themes of his pontificate. Of the many responsibilities of a pope, chief among them is being a teacher. And when Francis apologized to the people of Chile and to the victims of sexual abuse, he was also teaching the rest of us how to admit our sins, this author says, as a first step in making things right. What do you know about that? So much that we've gleaned from this. Thank you, y'all. I see you, Deb. I'm going to have you up here with me, and whenever it comes time to say those numbers, Deb, you're going to say it. But what do you think about that, you guys? Isn't that sort of heavy? When you really just swallow the whole roll of it. That's amazing. But I just wanted to bring that to you guys and chat with you and see what you guys thought about this story, because when I was running over it and reading it, I just thought to myself, wow. So he apologized, but let's dig into it and see what it is. But the words that stuck out, the word ecclesia, the word, them consistently saying Christians, and then the apostolic part, because how many of you went to any apostolic churches? They said, and apostolic church, and apostolic. Oh, wow. So all the apostolic churches were like what? I remember being, what was the Church of God in Christ, Church of Christ. Those are apostolic, right? I'm sipping my coffee. Who's here? I know she got some coffee. You got your coffee, Amy? Are you done with your coffee for today? So when I hear that type of stuff, it just makes me, think, oh, wow. So they're just piecing it all together, and we're just sitting here. I didn't know. I really didn't. I honestly did not. And I really thought that I knew, what I was talking about, but I didn't know what I was talking about, because I was saying, oh, those poor Catholics. And they are lumping everybody in a pile. I mean, they were separated by the word "and," but they said what they said. And so this is the reason why I wanted to bring the story, so that we could talk about it, because I, first of all, didn't even know that he apologized. The other one apologized, and I didn't know that this one ever would. But as I go through this little paper here, let's see what other stories they have. Pope Francis won't support women in priesthood, but here's what he could do. Okay, let's see what else is here. Marvin Gaye's 1971, What's Going On remains unanswered today. Well, yeah. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that that song? Well, I'm going to come over here. We're going to look at this because I want to tell you, this is an old story here. But did you guys know that the words to this song, What's Going On, is amazing? Anybody know that? Give me something. Give me some love in my Tupac voice. Give me love. Come on, somebody say something. Tell me that you guys know the words to that song. They are amazing. What's Going On? I think I'll pull those up because this song was really for today. It could have been for yesterday and years before, but it most assuredly is for today. Those words are amazing. So What's Going On by Marvin Gaye. Let's pull that up. If I can feel the dots under this thing. Boy, they jacked these keyboards up. They don't want old school people typing, I guess. Because I look for the nothing. I look for the dots. They flipped the keyboard for the numbers. Okay. They flipped everything. All right, I don't want the kill. I don't want the. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, here we go, you guys. I'm gonna let you see it, and then we'll talk about it. All right, it says. Okay, so I'm even gonna do the ad lib part because I'm just that corny. Hey, what's happening? Hey, brother, what's happening? Boy, this is groovy party. Hey, how you doing, man? I can dig it. Yeah, brother, solid, right on. What's happening? Hey, man, what's happening? Woo, everything is happening. We're gonna do a get down today. Boy, I'll tell you. Anyway, mother, there's too many of you crying. Brother, there's far too many of you dying. You know we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Father, we don't need to escalate. You see, war is not the answer, for only love can conquer hate. You know we've got to find a way, he says, to bring some loving here today. Picket lines, sister. Picket signs, sister. Don't punish me, sister, with brutality. Talk to me, sister, so you can see, sister, what's going on. Do you see that? These are very prolific words. So we're going to get into the story because I do want to touch on to that since we found it together. What's going on? What's going on? Everybody thinks we're wrong. Oh, but who are they to judge us simply because our hair is long? Well, of course, we know they had to do the whole, long hair thing. Well, then in that case, there were afros because my mama had an afro that was like, whoo, huge. But this song is not the deepest song that he had from back then. There was one song that he had that talked about the air, the sky, the air quality, talked about the fish with mercury in the sea. He talked about a whole lot of other stuff, and I can't think of the name of the song. It escapes me right now. But that song is really the one that I was thinking of when I saw What's Going On. But anyway, let's get into the story. Let's read that together. I mean, y'all okay? We're just hanging out. Remember, we're just hanging out. That's all we're doing today is hanging out. It says many protest songs are historical artifacts. I hope this story don't get into the, all of that stuff that I can't get with, that Black Matter stuff. I can't get in with all that. So if it go crazy, if it start going left, y'all gonna know because I'm gonna take it off. But anyway, it says many protest songs are historical artifacts. They are about a specific time, event, movement, or a person, often without longevity, and make sense only within a specific context. There are few exceptions. American soul singer Marvin Gaye's title track from his 1971 album, What's Going On, is a glowing example. It was released on Motown Records, which had its roster legendary artists such as Stevie Wonder, Smokey Robinson, Diana Ross, The Temptation, and the Jackson 5. But the album was the first ever soul concept album with the entire record base around protest songs. Although the 47-year-old song was written, and this was, I believe, in 2018. Okay, let me make sure you're not in my screen view, baby. Oh, please get that out of here. Get that out of here. Get that out of here. Get that out of here, you cute little human. Okay. Is that it? Was it Mercy Me? Mercy, mercy me. Oh, honey, you can't have this on in here because this is somebody else's YouTube channel and it'll come across on mine and hit me I'll get in trouble. So take it on in there. Okay, let me go back over here. All right. So although the 47-year-old song, again, this was written in 2018, written at the height of Vietnam and Cold Wars and ultimately viewed as an American social anthem of the time, it does not detract from the fact that the issues underlying it remain as relevant today as they were back then in the time of Marvin Gaye and Motown colleagues Ronaldo Benson and Al Cleveland. Those are the people who wrote the song. It's perhaps as relevant today as the time it was released, January of 1971. Here, baby, come back and get this. 1971. Okay, not only is it What's Going On, a universal anthem of state of the world, it has also inspired a number of popular mainstream artists to use their music as social commentary. But you know what? It wasn't just them, because I remember the Mamas and the Papas. They had a lot of stuff like that as well. I can't think of who else. The Mamas, just as far as off the top of my head. The Mamas and the Papas, Mama Castle's real good. Oh gosh. Oh, Bill Whooper. The other day, I told everybody to listen to the song by Bill Whooper. I put the link into the story. That he was social. He was really into social. So I really don't like him to pigeonhole this, because people who are really good artists, they're going to talk about the things of the day. They really are, and most have. So it says they're talking about the new people such as Beyonce, oh, give me a break, Kendrick Lamar, and Jay-Z. Anyway, and then we get into the police brutality stuff. Okay, all right. So I'm going to back out of this one now, okay? But there is another song that he had, and I know that it was on this album, as a matter of fact. I know that it was on this album. It was the one that talked about mercury in the fish, in the sea. Hey, wait a minute. Is this? What is the song? Does anybody know the song? I need somebody. I wish Inger Norman were here. I know she would probably know it. We're in the same age category. Does anybody know which one it is? It's Mercy, Mercy Me. Oh, mercy, mercy me. That's it. Yep. Oh, things ain't what they used to be. No. Radiation from the clouds and the sea, fish full of mercury. That's right. It is that one. Okay, so let's see the words to that one. Boy, I'm going to get in trouble. This is really going to have to go on private. I know I'm going to get in trouble. Because, I already know. Because, humming and reading words. Gee whiz, it's a free country, though, right? We're just talking about it. We're using it as just as a commentary piece, right? But those words, mercy, mercy. Charlie said I said it was mercy, mercy me. Why you tripping? Oh, okay, I'm putting it in now. I can't hardly see this keyboard. Here we go. All right, thank you, Charlie. Okay, mercy, mercy me. Oh my goodness. Now they don't want to give it to me. Give it to me, baby. Okay. And that is gay. All right, here we go. Here's the lyrics. There we go. All right, so I'm going to share this tab with you guys, and let's see it. All right. Listen to these words. Woe, mercy, mercy me, all things ain't what they used to be, no. Where did all the blue skies go? Poison in the wind that blows. From the north, south, east, and west. From the north, south, east. He does say in west, but people don't hear it because he says from the north, south, east, and west. He drops the west part. Then it goes on to say, whoa, mercy, mercy me, yeah. Things ain't what they used to be. Oil wasted on the ocean and upon our seas, fish full of mercury. Oh, Jesus, yeah, mercy, mercy me. Things ain't what they used to be. Radiation underground and in the sky. Animals and birds who live nearby are dying. Did you guys know? I know Charlie knew. But did you guys know the words were that? It says, hey, mercy, mercy me. All things ain't what they used to be. What about this overcrowded land? And how much more abuse from man can she stand? Well, now let's talk about that. Because even though he said that piece, he wasn't talking about it like, oh, well, let's just love on the tree and hug it. Just hug it, hug it, hug it. What he's talking about is the fact that, hey, there were so many things that were instituted, I believe, that were brought in that did harm the land. And it is a beautiful and truthful song. Yeah, it is. It is a beautiful and truthful song. You guys go, everybody that's here in the members chat, please, if I don't already have your email, will you do me one big, huge favor? When we get off here, please send me your email address because I want to have a Zoom call with just us members and we're going to play some of these songs. There's one song, believe it or not, that Dr. B wrote. The music. You guys may or may not have heard it, but he wrote the music to one of his songs. And I would love to hear what he had to say about some of it, but he did music. He was doing music in those times in that genre. And so, yeah, but you know what? There are a lot of things that were going on back then that are still going on, which lets us know we can't get hung up in the stuff that we see right now. That's why we have to keep forging ahead because there's nothing new that they're doing. They're doing the same things. They're doing the exact same things. Now they may have added a couple of little things in there. You know what I mean? They probably did. They probably have. Obviously they have. But we don't want to worry about that. We want to just keep our eyes focused on our Father in heaven. Okay? And the return of his dear son. All right? We want to focus on the return of Yahweh Shah. All right? That's what we want to focus on. But we do definitely want to know. We definitely need to know. You guys put it at, I don't want any weirdos emailing you. So I don't want any weirdos that pass by later and sees your email in there. No. Here, put it to Felicia at FeliciaLockhart.com. Felicia at FeliciaLockhart.com. I have a lot of people who send me weirdo messages sometimes, and I don't get them because we have a filter that when my brother did all this stuff for me, there's a filter that sort of grabs them. If they look really weird, it'll grab it. So send it to me, and that way I don't mind if people, send me weirdo messages because I have a way of getting it. Those bunker fuel dumps in the oceans cause 400,000 deaths per year, and millions cause asthma for children. Oh, wow. You guys always hook me up. I'm the biggest nerd. I don't know a lot of people. And you guys will send me emails with stuff and people in it, different channels. And I want to thank you guys for that. Dion. Thank you guys for that because you guys turned me on to a lot of people that I didn't know about. You know what I'm saying? And so I appreciate that. So I'm going to look this person up. And that's just terrible. That's horrible. The stuff that's going on right now. But again, it just goes back to these songs. These songs were 70s and even back in the 60s. And this stuff, as long as somebody could sing about a hardship, there have been songs like this. And as long as this world has produced hate and meanness and things that were not kind toward humankind. Okay. It's one thing to be concerned about, animals. We should, because I love animals. to be concerned about the earth. We should be concerned. We are the stewards. We are supposed to take care of it, but we're not supposed to do the things that's going on now as it relates to that. I wouldn't trade you in for a tree. I just wouldn't. It's not me. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't trade you in. Not you, baby. I love you, baby. So let's go ahead and put some of the comments that we've had up here before we pull out today. We had good morning from Marty Lauderdale, Deb Woods, and you guys were loving on each other, saying, hey. I remember the Vatican being struck by lightning twice. Now, let's talk about that. They were struck, but it was also struck, the White House was also struck, and it was in there when my former favorite president was in there. When we have this conversation, you guys, I'm going to put a lot of things in perspective for you guys about how I feel about certain topics and about certain things. So you guys really know my heart, okay? Because the former guy, I went in fasting for him. Whether you guys know it or not, I fasted for him. I had dreams about him. I prayed for him. I lifted him up. I really did. And at one point or another, I knew something happened. But that house got hit. And we're going to look at the rituals, and we're going to look at a lot of the conversations about that particular office and the design of where they actually stand and put their hands on the Bible. Okay, we're going to look at we're going to look at it all, because it's all the architecture, everything about that will give you a brand new perspective on that whole entire office, the whole entire seat, just everything, and what they have been trying to do to insert somebody at one particular point, but it never really stuck like it stuck one other time, but we'll see. Okay. All right, let's see. And the peace doves being attacked by ravens and seagulls. Yikes. Oh, you see what I'm saying? The 1st of April. Yikes. Wow. Okay. Nutty, right? All right, let's see. Okay, you guys, it's just us. All right, I'm glad that you guys were able to join me on this members only chat. Alan Davis. I'm glad you guys were able to join me on this members only chat, and I hope that, somebody will be maybe look later and want to become a member, so that way you can chat. But the members only videos that we're going to have will be, you had oatmeal for breakfast too. The members only videos that we're going to have will probably be in a little bit, but I sort of want to help us build up some of the members only. And the reason why is because I believe that the more members that we have, it sort of helps to support the channel, but it divides it out, as opposed to having people feel like they have to just give one big lump sum to help bless me, to help me take care of things. So that's the reason why I prefer to do it that way. You know what I mean? And I appreciate everybody who has given. You guys are the best. And I have to tell you guys, notice lately I've been telling you thank you more often, because you guys are on point and you are on hit, and you guys are just doing it. That's all. I just know that I have the best members, the best chat, the best everything. I mean, I look at other people's chat, and I mean, they chat is all right. You know what I'm saying? They chat is all right. Their chat will do in a pinch. Okay? Their chat will do in a pinch, but you guys are the business. Theirs is all right. All right, you guys. All right, we're going to get out of here. It's about right at an hour. I do not like going over an hour, unless, of course, it's our trivia. Okay? Thank you, Marty. Unless, of course, and I know you listen to my mama's music, don't you, Marty? I think you do. I think it's either you or Deb. Somebody was listening to my mama's music. Yeah. So when do you guys want to do it again? When do you guys want to do our members only trivia? You guys need to tell me. You guys need to tell me when you want to do that, because I enjoyed it. Boy, Charlie was throwing them back though. Hey, Rach. I love you too, Deb. Thank you for your support, Deb. Rachel, thank you. Marty, thank you so much for your support. Charlie Sigler, thank you for your support. I thank each and every one of you, because not only do you guys help me as far as becoming a member and being faithful to the channel and what it is that I'm trying to do here, but you guys also take out of your own pockets and send me blessings. And that right there, in and of itself, really, really is a good, kind thing that you do. And I just want to thank you. And I just want to say that I pray that you guys get it back 1,000-fold, everything that you all, specifically those that are here that have blessed and that have given. I want you guys to receive it back. Amy Duran, all of you guys, Dev Woods, all of you guys that have given, I want you all to receive that back 1,000-fold. I really do. Okay. So yeah, here you go. You say that last trivia. I was out shoveling. You know what? I'm gonna tell y'all, Mr. Sigler was throwing down that night. He was just boom, boom, boom. So what I would like to do is have a time where if we could do it, like I just can't get that Discord thing. You know who was trying to help me understand the Discord? Mom Bear, Papa Bear. She was trying to help me understand the Discord. I couldn't get it. She was like, all you do is take the number or the code or whatever, however she said it. She said, of course, the code, the thing. And I was like, yeah, I seen that. I have Discord, but I want it to be where we can all get in there and have a good time and have fun. And I don't know how to do this stuff. I really, really wish I did. You missed the last one too? But you know what? I'm telling you, there were a lot of people who were really doing good. But then all of a sudden, wait a minute, who was that trying to cheat that gave the two answers? Was that you, Amy? It was somebody that was like, no, it's this, or maybe it's this. Try that answer. Try either answer. But Charlie was throwing down. How is Mom? I haven't seen her in a while either. I'm gonna have to go check on her and see how she's doing. But yeah, she was the one that was telling me something about the code, something about how to get in there or whatever. Yeah, ask a child, they will explain it to you. Well, I thought my grandson helped me with the other channel. We have another thing. We have Discord, and there was something else that we've got. We got all kinds of stuff. But yeah, you are absolutely right. That's right. Ask a child. Ask a child. It was you, Amy, that was giving up the two answers. Talking about it's this or this. You sure did. You was trying to get it. Oh boy. It was you. Okay, I knew it was you, but when I tell you, homeboy Charlie Sigler came up from the back, he came running and he laughed. He started laughing people. And then he started doing this little dance. We couldn't see each other, but I'm sure that's what he did. All right, you guys. Okay, you guys. Yes, I hope that Mama Bear and Papa Bear are okay as well. I'm gonna have to check on her and see. But yeah, she was the one that was like, it's a code and it's a something. I forgot. I could be misquoting her. Yes, true and false. You know, true and false would be good. True and false would be good. Yes, true and false would be good. But I don't know who's gonna win this time. We're gonna have to see. But I do really want it to be a little more interactive. You know what I mean? Yes, it was the one about the colors of FedEx. Yes. It was the one about the color of FedEx. I think it was it FedEx Ground? Yeah, it was FedEx Ground. That's right. Rachel, I hope you're gonna, we need to figure out how we're gonna do this. We really, really do. So we'll see exactly what's gonna happen. But yeah, all right, you guys. So for everybody who is here with us right now, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming on and being with us today, sharing some time with us. You really mean a lot. And for those who are going to be watching on the replay, please enjoy this. We just, do some things impromptu on occasion. And if you have not already become a member, please consider becoming a member to the Lockhart Perspective. It really does go a long way. Okay. As my workload has increased, this will be a blessing. So I want to thank each and every one of you guys. And I want you to remember what we always say here on this channel, that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Most High. You guys take care of yourselves and take care of one another. And until we see each other again, please continue to be blessed. Okay? Okay, where's the button? There's the button.
Lockhart Perspective.